All right, welcome, my bows and bow ties, to another episode. I guess you can call it episode, another video with the Black opinionated woman, also known as a bow. So I just want to get right on into it. So I had originally recorded this video yesterday, and the entire video apparently was muted because that was the first time for me going live from my phone as far as using this YouTube app, right? So I'm going to re-record it. It's probably not going to be as good as the one I had recorded yesterday because I was on 10. Now, you're probably wondering, why is she using an avatar? Well, I just came back from celebrating um, my mother-in-law's birthday. I was all dressed up and everything, but I took off my makeup and everything like that. But I'm also in pajamas and in a bonnet, and I don't like to get on here in a bonnet. Anyway, so all right, so look, if you are visiting right now, you selected this app, this particular thumbnail. I'm feminine. I hope I spelled it right. So look, let me just get right on into it. We're going to talk about Black femininity, and I had to quickly rewrite some notes because the notes that I have from the other day that I had written, well, yeah, that was the other day. And so we're going to try to get through this. Okay. Now, I typically talk about three things on my channel: Black women, Black culture, and anything related to middle age. Okay. So today we're going to talk about some Black women stuff. All right. Now, I don't want people to get in their feelings, but I just want to say, hey, look, these are my thoughts. You are welcome to share your thoughts. You're welcome to disagree, but this is just what I'm thinking. And for those of you who like this content, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead, hit that like button. It doesn't really cost you anything but a couple of like calories to go ahead and hit that. All right. All right. So let's get on into it. First of all, let me just talk about this for a second. This Black femininity situation, it just seems highly manipulative. I don't like what I'm seeing out here. And look, let me just put it out there. I am just going to go in on this a little bit. I feel like we've got women out here who are walking in ding dongery. Like, I think they mean well, but I'm not so sure this is it. All right. This whole, like, first of all, we're calling it like a movement, we're calling it a journey. I'm like, the audacity of women out here sitting here trying to be, what I am seeing, from what I'm seeing out here in these YouTube streets, it's like we're branding femininity, and I don't like it. Now, of course, if you look at this thumbnail here, this is meant to be shady because obviously I am made up in makeup and that type of thing. I was playing makeup with my niece one of these it was a few months back. So don't get me wrong, I do like to, put on makeup and get dressed up and all those things. But to me, this is what I guess modern convention would call this to be feminine, and it is, right? But I don't think this is defining my femininity. So let me get on into it. Look, I already said it's weird that we're calling it a movement, like some sort of journey, like as if like we're gonna arrive at this sudden femininity. They can miss me with that. Who are these women out here putting these ideas in young women's head that, number one, okay, first of all, it's all fake. The fakery is real. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Number one, the women are coming on there, and you know what they're doing? They're not even being their authentic selves. They're talking like this. They're doing everything they can to make themselves seem small. I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, that's not femininity. That's something else. See, femininity is it's a way. It's just there's some nurturing there. There's caring there. There's a softness there, but then there's strength. There is strength in femininity. It's when you can hold things together. You can be the matriarch. There's a lot that comes with being feminine. You can hold things together without yelling. I know a lot of women who have that quiet strength and they don't even have to raise their voice. They have a way of making you feel like you are worth something. They have a way of making you feel like you are part of something, that you matter. They have a way of bringing you into their space. and welcoming you into their space. I know women who are so good and yet they don't paint their face every day. And let me just say this, makeup is not bad. But what these chicks out here are doing, they're branding that as femininity. First of all, let me be shady for a second. Look, I need to say a couple of things. You got women coming on here in a face full of makeup looking nothing like who they were like several minutes prior. The amount of weight makeup that they're wearing, I'm like, it's not even enhancing. It's like a whole new face. Lies. Fake news. All the way fake news. What kills me is you got women out here. Oh my gosh. They are putting on makeup that is like 3 shades lighter than what they are. Some of these women look so ridiculous. I swear to goodness. I think I hear in the background, "Din, din, 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 din." They are doing too much. All right. So, yeah, I just think that there's nothing about that that seems realistic. In order to be feminine, you've got to put on all that makeup. These men don't even know who you are. Not only that, but when they put on all this makeup, see, let me tell you something. This whole feminine movement slash journey is a bunch of BS. Because you know why? Anything that you're doing like that, like we all want to have a mate, but to be feminine, it should be about you. But the way they're doing it, it's almost as if they're talking about femininity almost in proximity to a man. Okay. It's not even about themselves, about being a better person, about being a nurturing person, about being a welcoming person, about being a person who's going to uplift people, about being a person who's going to provide you with emotional support, about being a person who's going to uplift you, who's going to, I don't know, am I repeating myself? They're equating femininity with, let me go dive in a sea of makeup and make myself out to be something other than who I am and make myself unrecognizable. They're in full on clownery. I don't like what I'm seeing out here. You've got women out here who are feminine coaches. What is this nonsense? And this is what happens when you got Gen X and the generation above me who did not do a good job of mentoring our youth. We've got women out here seeking femininity coaching. They're talking about it like it's a movement. They're calling it a movement, and some people are calling it a journey. Much of what I'm seeing about this whole feminine movement is really just to align with trying to be chosen, almost like a subtle way of trying to be like a pick me. Okay. Now, look, granted, I'm a little hyped, I'm a little amped, right? I don't think anyone would mistake me for a man. Some people, depending on who you talk to, they might be like, wow, she's like really kind of aggressive today. So she's got masculine energy. I'm like, you can miss me. Because the fact of the matter is, women are allowed to be on 10. They are allowed to get angry. They are allowed to be expressive. They are allowed to dissent. They are allowed to be emotional. They are allowed to be logical. They are allowed to be a lot of things. But what we are doing is we're trying to create this notion of being feminine in order to have proximity to men. It's really not about self. It's really about trying to attract some man. And I want women to attract men if that's what you're into. But I want to talk about this nonsense. They talk about this thing called, I don't believe there's a thing called feminine energy. I am so tired of these chicks out here, feminine energy. And you can get your feminine energy by, I don't know, wearing lace panties or something. I don't know. Now, granted, let me just say for the record, anytime you are wearing a really cute set of undergarments, you do feel some kind of way. I know I do. It's like a state of mind. But and maybe I sound like I'm contradicting myself. I very well could be. But I am so sick of these ding-a-lings, feminine energy. Miss me. Now we're going to talk about the aesthetic here because see what I'm seeing out here in these YouTube streets is a bunch of women who look the same. They look the same. I'm seeing women, first of all, after we've dived into a sea of extreme makeup, which is like full on clownery. This is what I'm noticing. Everyone has the same eyebrows. Everybody must have the same wig with the same weird baby hairs that they leave out. So now everyone's walking around looking like they're Jermaine Jackson or something because everybody's got the same baby hairs. There's this unhealthy obsession with baby hairs. If you go out there and do a search on beauty women or feminine women or whatever it is that they're calling this thing, everyone's got these crazy wigs. I mean, the wigs are pretty, but I'm like, first of all, I don't believe these women out here really, really, truly deep down are that confident yet because everybody's wearing a wig. Now, there's nothing wrong with protective hairstyles. Look, I think years ago I tried wearing weaves back when weaves were the thing, but I didn't like them. I didn't make my head itch. I wasn't, I was just like, I'm not about that weave thing, right? But I'm looking at these women. Everybody's got a long, long wig. Some might even throw a couple curls in there, and then they got these stupid large gaps of baby hair coming out. They need to stop. So now all the women look the same. That's what feminine That's what the femininity movement is. Because see, what they're doing is they are subtly branding femininity for Black women, which, by the way, I'm like, it's suspect. This is totally sus. This is all the way sus, actually. Because you know why? I'm like, these don't, this looks like almost like white femininity. And let me just say for the record, white femininity, there's nothing wrong with white femininity since we're categorizing now, right? White people have a certain look that looks good on them. But check this out. Black people have a look that looks good on them. So when I see my sisters out here, oh, it seems like everybody's got the same wig. I mean, so apparently I didn't get the memo. I did not get the memo that in order to be feminine, I need to go to like Wigs R Us and order the Black femininity wig. Yo. And then I got to make sure I'm like, no, I need the one with like all the baby hairs out. I know, no, the Jermaine Jackson one. I want the Jermaine Jackson Black femininity wig. This isn't Black femininity. Check this out. This is the Black feminine movement slash journey or whatever this nonsense this is. It lacks inclusivity. I said it. So what happens is we got the same women getting up on here talking like this. Check this out. When was the last time we saw a short-haired woman up on there? Now, granted, look, y'all know I started this YouTube situation back in August of 2021, the last day in August, right? So I'm getting hit to a lot of this stuff, right? So I'm going to be honest, I didn't do a deep dive, I didn't do a hard search on it, but since it started coming across my feed, I was like, you know what? Let's take a look at this. When's the last time you saw a Black femininity coach person or whatever with short hair? Just a regular old short hair, not one of these extra long wigs that's going to the floor. Now everybody's going to be mad at me because I called a thing, right? When's the last time we saw that? Oh, wait. What about someone with natural hair? So, and I know people are probably going to start thinking like, well, there was this person. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too many people, right? But if you got to search really hard, then what you're doing, if you're searching really hard to disprove something, what you're really doing is proving the truth. Oh, or what about this? How many of these black femininity coaches are thicklicious? Just let me know. So I'm like, it's not even inclusive. You got chicks walking around painting their face with this makeup. Everybody's contouring, looking like the lion from the Wizard of Oz. If I only had a brain. I'm sitting here like, what is this? And then they're like, this is how you conceal and blend in. I'm like, check, there's a stripe still going down your nose. Like, are you auditioning for the Wiz? Come on and ease on down the road. Like, I'm literally like, I don't know what this is, but this isn't it. But this is what we're teaching our black women. This is what femininity looks like. You must go get the Jermaine Jackson long wig with the baby hairs sticking out. Baby hairs. Okay? You must get that. And you must wear a pound of makeup. Make sure there's a stripe going down the middle of your nose so you can look like you've contoured. What? Make sure your eyelashes are teamed too much so that they look like plates on your eyes. And look, there's a time and a place for everything, especially like if you're taking some photos or you're in theater or something like that. Like if you're in like a wedding or some sort of event where you need to have something dramatic and bold so that it shows up on the camera. I get it. But you've got women coming on camera and full on fake facery. I'm just like making up words, looking like they're auditioning for the Wiz. And I'm like, you look like the cowardly lion right now. I'm like, wow, like what is going on? They're talking like they're stupid. Like, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm like, what is that? What is that? And let me tell you something. I am pretty sure, and I have a pretty deep voice. I feel fairly confident. I have a pretty deep voice. People are still not going to mistake me for a man. They're not. The fact of the matter is, I don't really have strong masculine features. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, but I am getting a few hairs, in my middle age. Hormones are changing. So, I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope I don't have a full on beard coming. So, I pluck those things out. I'll go laser everything. Look, what I'm saying is, you don't have to dumb yourself down. You don't have to talk like this in order for people. Like, what is that? You don't have to go buy the Jermaine Jackson wig from Wigs R Us with the baby hair sticking out. You don't have to put a stripe down your nose and wear a pound of makeup looking like the cowardly lion from the Wiz or the Wizard of Oz. You don't have to do that. But and the thing is, you're doing it because you're secretly just trying to be chosen. That's what's going on. You got chicks out here wearing concealer that is so not really their skin tone. Like I know it's supposed to be a little bit lighter, but I'm like, good Lord, you look like a whole different woman. When you look at those before and afters, I'm like, what is this? I think these bloggers out here, I think deep down, they don't want to admit it. There's a little insecurity. We've all got insecurities. I think people need to get honest. People are not getting honest out here. And this is the reason why I say we need more middle aged women and older women putting out content because this isn't it. We've got our young girls out there with nails that look like claws and they're clicking and they're clacking and they're clacking and they're clicking. I'm like, oh, please stop. Everybody looks like a little witch. You got girls still doing color contacts. I'm like, but we're talking about being feminine and it's supposed to be within, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting to change your hair, but what I'm seeing is like a full on concealing of who you are. You're concealing your hair, your face, your voice, your everything. That is not femininity. Femininity, it's an essence of who you are. What most of these people are doing is they are concealing in every way personality, face, hair, everything. They are full of crap. I said what I said. What I'm seeing out here with this Black femininity so-called movement is basically they're trying to brand femininity for Black women as if Black women are a monolith. We are like the most diverse group of people out here because we come in so many shades, so many hair textures, so many body types. And this is what we're teaching? Miss me. So look, y'all can just be mad. This is your auntie talking. Just like y'all got mad at Monique because she said, "Can you please stop doing bonnet stuff?" Look, we need to stop being obsessed with this baby hair. I don't know why. I mean, you're practically combing half of your head to the front of your head if you're not using one of the wigs, right? I I think this whole feminine energy thing is nonsense. But let me tell you the reason why I wanted to lean in on this. It kind of just hit me, even though I knew logically, but it hit me. Black culture is so effed up right now. Black culture is on the struggle bus. Let me go back to this. Look at this. Look at my thumbnail. Now, I actually like my picture, but you're not going to see me get on this YouTube app looking like this all the time. Actually, most of the time, you see me looking like Who Shot John or something, right? And if you guys saw what I look like right now in my full on bonnet, you'd be like, please, no, make it stop. Put the avatar back. Oh my goodness. I don't look that bad, but I don't look that good. So we're going to keep this, all the way like moving. But yeah, look at this. So anyway, where I was going with this was I think black culture is so jacked up and so confused. You got the whacked out manosphere trying to figure out masculinity, overreaction to it, right? So now they're on some weird demonic, I don't know what that journey is. It is so demonic and so hateful and disgusting. I really think the FBI should investigate them personally, but that's just my opinion. And then you got these women in the, I don't know if they're the sisterhood or the womanhood or whatever it was, because I don't even like what that is because that's all over the place. You've got women out here trying to figure out what femininity is because they've let some whacked out dudes pull a Jedi mind trick on them and tell them that they're not feminine. They are now, you got women getting on people's couches, and there's nothing wrong with seeking help, but they have pulled the Jedi mind trick on women, and now they're like, I'm not feminine enough. I have to have a journey. What is that? Black women have always been feminine. Why do you think women are trying to get bigger lips, darker skin, uh things with their hair? And black women have yet to see that they have always been feminine. But now the Jedi mind trick has been pulled on them that their features, their body, their face isn't good enough. Now they're trying to be something else. And then they went to Jermaine Jackson's Wig R Us site and got themselves that Jermaine Jackson wig with the weird baby hairs. They went to some sort of website or something. They were like, can I get the cowardly lion look? I must learn how to do my makeup so I can be the cowardly lion with the stripe down my nose. I want to conceal everything about who I am and try to be somebody else. The culture is confused. The women are trying to figure out femininity. The men are trying to figure out masculinity. We got men wearing dresses. I don't know what's going on. Y'all are doing too much out here in the streets. Man, I wish I hadn't taken off my makeup and stuff. This would have been the perfect opportunity to get on here and make up. And here I went, I came home, went upstairs, got myself together, got my little onesie on. It's like an ER one, ER little onesie, like from Winnie the Pooh. It's nice and soft, and it's cold out here in these streets in Maryland, right? So I got ready, put my hair in a ponytail, got my little bonnet situation on, scrubbed my face. Face is fresh and clean. And I'm like, all right, let me make this video public because I recorded it yesterday. And I'm like, there's no sound. And had I known that my video was all the way jacked up, I would have actually recorded in a full face of makeup, which doesn't look anything like what you see out here in these streets. I should have included one of the photos from tonight. I mean, you can tell I'm wearing makeup, but I don't look like, you know, I dove in. There's no baby hair situation. It just is. All right, so look. I think this so-called movement is manipulative. I think they're trying to brand femininity. And I'm tired of seeing women put on makeup that doesn't even match their skin tone. If you look at these before and afters, I'm like, come on. You can't tell me that you're that goddamn confident. And I don't like to cuss. I shouldn't be cussing. But you can't tell me you're that confident when you don't look anything like who you are. You should be enhancing, not concealing or changing. When you are completely changing everything, your face, your hair, the way you talk, everything, you're not even being your authentic self. That is not femininity. That is not womanhood. All right. So look, let me go back to my situation. Now that I've gotten off of my high horse, oh my goodness, I welcome anybody who wants to. If you have any feedback, let me know. I just feel like we're just doing too much. And let me just remind anybody right here. Look, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, etc. Hopefully you watch this video. Send it to women. I want you to send it to some young women. I think they need to hear like some real stuff. Most of the men I know, they don't even like all that stuff that these women are doing. Women are dressing like full-on thoughts. There's a difference between being sexy and being thought-like. I'm like, what is going on? And I feel like I'm partly to blame. Not too long ago, I was like, I'm not getting on that YouTube. I'm like, there's a bunch of nonsense out there. I'm like, I don't have time. I was completely self-absorbed. And don't get me wrong, I still struggle to get videos out. But, we need some more women out here putting out some good content. We need women putting out content on how to be creative, how to do arts and crafts, how to, I don't know, sew, how to invest in cryptocurrency, even though it's bombing out right now. We need more women out here to talk about womanhood. And since you guys have created this ridiculousness called Black femininity, we need more women out here talking about what it is and what it isn't. We need more women to talk about how to dress sexy versus thought like. We need more women to start talking about our physical aesthetic. What about just how like to decorate a home for those of you who are into that type of thing? We need more women out here to talk about changing careers, how to support your husband, how to get him to support you. We need more women out here talking about how to raise children, whether you are in an austere environment or whether you're in the suburbs, such as myself, or suburbs/country, such as myself. We need more women out here putting out good content because our youth is lost out here. They don't even know how to date. They don't even know how to date. They don't even recognize part of the dating process is to see each other and get off your phone. You know what lingers when you see somebody in a certain lighting or the way they smell, man or woman, the way their skin glows if you're at night or in the day, the way that person smiles. You don't get that through a phone. The way their voice sounds at night or in the morning. The way they look when the sun is hitting their face, how it makes them shine. We don't have anybody telling them, get off these phones, get off these apps. I mean, you can use them to like set up something, but like go out. How somebody whispers your name. Now, I don't want to go too hard because, look, I mean, I'm not dead, but I'm fine now. I'm older. But I'm just kind of like, we need more women out here putting out some good content. What it's like to try to find that other side of who you are, because who you are in your 20s is going to be different than who you are in your 40s, which is different than who you are in your 60s. The things that you liked, you probably won't like, or you may like them, but you'll like something else. Check this out. Your friendships change too. Your friendships change. Very few of your friendships will come with you all the way through your 40s. Maybe one or two. You're lucky if one or two. But anyway, that's it. Black femininity. This is manipulative. This is not honest. It is fake. Y'all gonna stop getting these Jermaine Jackson wigs with the weird baby hair. We're gonna stop that going to Wigs R Us, everybody's got the same wig. We're gonna stop going to some website or whatever it is, trying to get the cowardly lion look with the weird stripe down the nose. We're gonna stop that. Everybody looks like they're trying to audition for the Wiz. You don't even look like who you are. We're gonna stop with the whole weird concealer that's like 3, 4, 5, 10 times brighter than who you are. You're trying to look like a whole different woman. Then not only that, it's not even inclusive. You got all these chicks out here trying to look like they're trying to not even look black. They're getting the straightest hair. And there's nothing wrong with straight hair. I wear my hair straight. Sometimes I change it up. I may, over the summer just walk around my natural. I don't know. I go through things, but I'm seeing the same type of woman, and it's a subtle branding of what femininity looks like on Black women, and it's not right. It's not inclusive. You've got women who are very feminine with short hair, natural hair, thick, licious women. Absolutely. Light and dark. We need to stop this. This femininity thing is trash. I don't like it. And then the women are like, and then next what you're gonna do is you're changing everything about who you are. You aren't even your authentic self. But you got young girls out here listening to these women calling themselves femininity coaches. They changed their personality, their face, their shade of skin, their hair. Yeah, they can miss me. All right. I'm done being on my high horse. Go ahead and subscribe. All right. So that's just where I'm at with it. All right. Black opinionated woman.